So I think if a couple more people filter in, that'll be fine, but we're going to get started here. So good morning, everybody. Thanks for jumping on today. And we're going to be covering QuickBooks Online. And when we talk about QuickBooks Online, Donnelly-Boland, we offer all back office services, but accounting and QuickBooks is our bread and butter. So it's going to be a good one today. And if you already utilize QuickBooks Online, it's constantly updating throughout the year. So you're probably still going to get some useful information out of today. And if you're just starting out or thinking about it, this is a great place to start and get a lot of useful information and your first step. So just a couple things about this webinar setup. We do have a Q&A pod. So if you ever want to ask a question that we can kick over to Ray, you can put it right in here. Keep in mind, we will have some time at the end for some questions and answers. If you have a discussion, if there's something that you just kind of want to comment on, a little side piece, please leave it in the chat box. And we will have some polls going around today as well. So I think that covers all of it. And I'm seeing a couple more people filter in. So we're going to kick it over to Ray so he can get us started.
Alrighty, thank you, Anna. It is a pleasure to be here, guys, and thank you for joining us. This will be the QuickBooks Online DBU seminar. So, like Anna said as well, I do have the question and answer box up here. So if you ever have any questions, I feel free to ask them. I will definitely be here to answer any of those questions as well. I do have the chat box open as well. So if you guys do have any questions in regards to that, feel free to reach out and everything. So, like I said, we'll be going through QuickBooks Online. My name is Raymond Tokar. I'm an external controller with Donnelly-Boland. I've been with Donnelly-Boland for 7 years. So it's been a pretty long time now, and definitely started with QuickBooks Online very early in my career here. So I have a lot of experience with it, and then we can go from there. So going through today, what I'm going to be doing is showing you the different types of softwares that you guys can actually sign up for on QuickBooks Online. There's 4 different options, and I'll go through each one and what each one can provide for you. Then we'll be going actually into QuickBooks Online. They do provide a sample company that you can work through and play around in, and nothing will be saved. Everything will be gone. And then from there, I can go through the different reporting features as well, and just throw some tips and tricks while we're going through everything to help you guys out through QuickBooks Online. So hopping into the next item, the software. So there's 4 different types of software that QuickBooks Online provides. The first one is QuickBooks Essentials. This is really the most popular one for startup companies that don't really have a high-end need to know what's going on with projects and having classing and all that kind of profitability reports there based off of those. Now, this will also track your income and expenses, be able to do invoice and accept payments, manage and pay bills, and run enhanced reports. And then you can have up to 3 billable users, which are just anyone in the company. And then you also are allowed 2 accountants as well, which are not part of those users. The next one is QuickBooks Plus. Plus is the most popular used version of the software. That includes everything from Essentials, but like I said, this one includes the additional class and location tracking as well. You can track inventory, manage project profitability, and as well, you can have up to 5 users. So you have an additional 2 users there. The last 2 are, the first one is self-employed. This is the lowest option available, the cheapest option. This is really just if you want to have some type of software to complete your books, but you really aren't looking at your financials too in depth. This is just really for self-starters who want to track income and expenses and do invoices and accept payments and only run basic reports. It's really for tax preparers and getting those financials over to them so you can get your taxes done. The other option, which was introduced maybe about 6 to 12 months ago, it's QuickBooks Advanced. This is the newest option out of the four. This includes everything from Plus, but as well it increases a lot of other things. The two notable items are you can have up to 25 users. So if you have a larger company, need more people in those, you can have 25 users. And then as well, the big thing is you can do batch invoices and expenses. So you can import more, an Excel into there, or just do it all on one screen instead of having to do it individually. It's a really big feature that I always enjoyed on QuickBooks Desktop, and they are starting to implement that into QuickBooks Online. So definitely a great software to use there, and definitely something to look forward to. But Advanced is definitely the higher of the options. They range from self-employed is $15 a month before wholesale. Plus and Essentials is $40. Plus is $70 a month, and Advanced is about $150 a month. So that's why it is a significant steep increase there. So then we do have a polling question. Anna will pop that up here in a second. So really just wanted to see how what everyone uses at this point, what accounting software you currently use, seeing if you do use online currently right now, or you have desktop, you use maybe a different accounting software and you're just looking at maybe switching to online, or you just don't know, you don't really do the accounting functions and you just wanted to hop in here and see what's going on. So I can give you a couple 10 more seconds to answer this.
All right, we're going to end this right about now.
All righty. So then right here, you can see there's about 5 people that answered that they use QuickBooks Online, 2 people that use desktop, and 3 people that just don't really know and they're unsure of their accounting software right now. So definitely those online users currently right now, definitely will give you some more tips and tricks that will hopefully help you if you don't know them yet to navigate through the system more today. As well, the people who are not online, I will be going through the system as well and showing you guys a system and seeing the differences between desktop and online and what we can do there. So let's hop into QuickBooks Online now. I need to log in. Everything is web-based and cloud-based, so you don't actually have to have a server. You don't have to do anything like that. And as well, this is the accountant's version, since I have the accountant's version here. So when you log in here, you can see a list of all your clients that you have here from my standpoint. Then up here in the gear icon, if you ever need to, you can go to this sample company. That's where I'm going, so we can actually play around in it, show you guys everything that's going on, and definitely answer any of your questions while we're in it, and I can show you while we're in it. Let this load up completely. All right. So now that you're in, this is QuickBooks Online right here. QuickBooks Online, like I said, this is the sample company. It's always Craig's Design and Landscape Services. And they just go through your setup guide here, since maybe you just wanted help setting up your new QuickBooks file. But we don't need this. We can hide that setup. And this is your main screen. This will give you some shortcuts if you want to add a customer, add invoice, receive payments, as well as the banking features over here. Great feature to use. I will go through that in more detail, but I just wanted to show you guys the overall layout here. Then you have your new button up here. This is the plus button. This is any new items that you would ever need to add. So again, here's the shortcuts here. It's just kind of the same thing over here in the new. Creating new invoices, receiving payments, maybe creating a bill, doing payroll, bank deposits, journal entries, all of that's there, readily available. It's just the difference is it's a button over here versus all the drop downs in desktop where you can click company or reports, all that stuff. It's a different type of layout here. Then over here on the left side, again, you can go into a lot of these items from this side over here. So this will get you back to your dashboard. This will take you to your banking features, which is your bank accounts here, sales, expenses, projects, payroll, all those different types of things that you can get directly into from over here as well. Those are kind of like your drop downs. Over here, up here in the top right corner, you'll have your magnifying glass. This is your searching function. So if you ever need to search something for an amount, for a specific vendor, for anything, you can type it in here, as well as there's an advanced search down here at the bottom. When you click advanced search, this will let you do a lot more options here. Bills, all transaction lines, credits, expenses, you can search anything. And always all the way down to reference number, amount, display name, all that stuff. So it's a great feature to use if you ever need to search something. Then as well, let's go back to the dashboard. This gear icon up here. This is really your settings button. So you will be able to do a lot of your settings or creating your list. So accountant settings, manage users here, change your styles of forms. QuickBooks Labs, great feature there. I'll show you guys here in a second. List, this is where you'll get your products and services for your invoices, your recurring transactions. Great to see. I can show you guys those once we're going through more details. Tags, new feature. I'll show you guys that as well. And then tolls. You can order checks if you want directly from Intuit. You can import data, another great feature. We'll show you guys that in more detail. This is where you can, if you're switching from your QuickBooks desktop, you can do that there. Reconciling, budgeting, audit log, another feature that I absolutely love in online. So this is here. You can also switch. I can switch to business view. So from your guys' standpoint, whenever you log in, since I'm in the accountant view, you can switch to business view as well. And ultimately, it looks very similar. It just removes a few items like accountant tolls and that kind of stuff that you guys won't have access to. So let's go back to accountant view. All right. So again, setting up your QuickBooks online account. Whenever you actually create the new account, you'll pretty much go into this accountant settings and they will ask you for a bunch of these, a bunch of items here. So company name, legal name, tax form. So you can set up what type of tax, what type of company you are. It helps QuickBooks. They can really change how the system looks to a degree based off of the industry. They can give you a different type of chart of accounts right away. And that company email, that will give you a company email that whenever you're sending emails out, there's a customer facing email. So whenever you're sending invoices, that's where the email is going to come from. Address, communications with marketing or with Intuit, you can do stuff like that as well. Usage. I didn't talk about usage whenever it came to the essentials plus all those different types of things. So this is the plus format right here. So billable users, you can have up to 5. Chart of accounts, you can have 250 charts, accounts on your books. So it's a lot of charts or accounts. Depends on how many your company needs. Some companies I have up to 100. Some companies I actually am hitting the limit. So it depends on that. Tag groups is a new thing as well. It's kind of like classing as well. And then over here, you can see this is where they're trying to push the online advanced portion where you can get up to 25, unlimited accounts, unlimited classes and locations. So again, it comes with a cost. So sales here, you can change whatever you want here. This is where all of your settings are. If you want to do discounts on there, you want to do tips, tags, shipping, what is your invoice terms? Maybe you want to change this net 30 to something else, net 10, net 60, or you even want to create your own. You can do that as well. Down here in products and services, you can, again, change a lot of different things as well. Price rolls, quantity and price rate. Again, you can track a lot of different things. It all depends on your individual company. Coming to expenses, again, here on the expense side, you can make expenses billable if you want, track expenses by customer. And again, it all depends on how much you guys need there. Purchase orders, you can turn them on. And then advanced. This is a big feature right here. This is where you select your fiscal year, if you're starting January or if you end June 30th. It all depends on that, and you can change that there. Accounting method, you can change this from accrual to cash based off of that. And as well, you can close your books here. It's just like desktop. You can close your books as a specific date, so no one can change your stuff in those books after that specific date. And it's best to do that monthly if you're presenting financials, or annually, so no one can change it after the taxes are completed. This is where you can enable your chart of accounts, account numbers. Great feature to have. And then this is where you can turn on tracking class and locations. So there's that. And then you can warn me if you don't do it. I can warn you. You can have one to each row. You can have one for the entire transaction. Again, they went into very much detail whenever they created this system. Currency, if you're international and you need a different QuickBooks file, you can always have a different currency in here for you. And then as well, you can change different preferences like date, number, format, customer labels, like, oh, you're a nonprofit, you want to use donors instead, or members, or all that kind of stuff. You can even change those names directly in the system. So it's great there. So that's a great feature right there. Account settings, manage users. We've talked about that. The next feature I really want to show is this QuickBooks Labs. QuickBooks Labs is it's like how they say it is a playground. If you want to see be the first to try out the best QuickBooks experimental plugins, they have a lot of different new features that constantly are coming out. And so there's this QuickBooks themes. If you want to change, it looks like you can go into dark mode. Maybe some people have vision issues and they like dark mode instead. You can always do that now. Community reports, you can see what other reports the community runs in QuickBooks, and you can potentially access those. So it's great. You can see demos and give feedback. It's a great feature to look into if you ever want to see the new and upcoming features. All right, then the audit log. Love talking about the audit log. This right here, it tells you every single transaction, every person who's logged in, logged out, and what they actually did. So you can see this person, Craig Carlson, edited a product or service to Design Rocks on May 19th at 4:49. It's great to see. So whenever there is an issue, you can go see what happened, or you reconcile, there's a transaction that changed and you want to see why it changed. You can see who did it, what it was before, all that stuff. Great feature that I use a lot as a manager in my company. Another feature here, import data. Import data, this is something pretty new within the last 6 months. This bank data, that's the new piece. Invoices as well. Customer, vendors, chart of accounts, products and services, they were already here. That was always here. That's just if you're moving from a different system and you just want to import. But bank data, it's a great feature if you can't link your bank accounts and you can export it into Excel. You can directly import it directly into here. So again, I will show you guys that next feature that QuickBooks Online has, which is, again, another great feature I love to use. So, all right, anything else that I want to talk about here? Nothing really. I'll talk about tags whenever we're actually on doing some expenses and invoices. So again, feel free, if you have any questions, to throw it in the Q&A. Feel free. I will answer any questions as I'm going through this as well. I don't see any questions at this point, so I will continue on. So on the front screen here, you will have a list of all your bank accounts and credit cards that you have listed on your books. This is where you can actually link your bank accounts directly to your QuickBooks Online. It's a great feature. So whenever you click into the checking account, you can see it was updated moments ago. So you can update it at any point in time. And it should automatically update as long as you have your username and password from your bank. So down here, what it will actually do is it will import those individual lines from the bank statement right into QuickBooks. So you can match, add, exclude, you can do anything with every single item, which is great. One big feature here, the match button. Match means that it's already in the system, and as well before that it went on the bank account. And once you match it, what happens is on your bank reconciliation, it will be already check marked off. So ultimately, what they want you to do, and this is how I do my own clients, is I match and add everything through here. If you match and add everything through here, don't exclude anything. That means that everything will be check marked. So whenever you go to reconcile, it's done. You don't actually have to look at anything on your reconciliation other than maybe outstanding checks or deposits that are maybe double booked, but everything will be check marked and it will be completed, which is a great feature to have. So really matching, it's as simple as you just click match and now it's gone. Very simple, easy. But again, if you click into the line here, this is a check, so we can't change anything there. But maybe on an ad. So whenever we go on the ad here, this is an expense here from this Mahoney mugs here. So we need to know what category we want to put that. This would be your expense account or other expense account that you currently have. So maybe this is you're buying mugs for the office. So you would hit office expenses here. So that changes it up here as well. Then you can also track by customer or project. You can make it billable to that customer project and bill it back. There would be a class function if we had that turned on. As well, you can add tags here as well. So certain things like, sales receipts, this person's in a specific type of category and you need to create a tag. That's where you can use those as well. Memo, you can create memos. Great field to use to update anything that what you were buying. So we'll go on to the expense. And then down here at the bottom, you can add an attachment. So if you want to add a specific invoice to this and you always have your receipts attached to your expenses, you just click add attachment and you can grab whatever. So I can grab this bill right here. It'll upload it. And then we can always just, whenever you save this, you can click in this and it will let you pull up that invoice directly right there, right from the expense. You don't have to go and find it anywhere else. A great feature there. Creating a role for this banking is if you have recurring items like your utilities every single month. Your utilities are recurring every month, and you can set those up to hit the same utility account every month. So you want your water bill to hit the water expense. If you create that role, you can create it, call it whatever. So we want this to be the water bill. Then this is money going out or money coming in. So if you want to do deposits coming from which account, so checking, you can do all accounts if you want. Then you can select certain conditions. So if you click add condition, you can add certain things like bank text or description or amount. Then you can also, if it doesn't contain or it is exactly or just contains mahogany mugs, then and then maybe on the bank it will show 1, 2, 3, 4 after that. Well, as long as it shows mahogany mugs, it will still work. It will still upload it to wherever you assign it to. So down here, you're going to assign it to an expense, office expenses, or again, we can do the water bill and you hit utilities down here. under maybe gas and electric here. Payee will always be that. You can always tag it if you want, and you can assign more here if you want, like creating a memo. Then down here, there's an auto add button. You can actually have it auto add the system and you don't even have to look at it. Or if you uncheck mark this, it will automatically put all the correct information in there as long as it shows that specific payee or anything that you do the specific, conditions for. You hit save and you will see here, once I hit save, this Mahoney mugs should actually be gone. And it is now gone because I had it auto add to that specific accounts. So it's a great feature to use. And again, everything's becoming more and more automated. And this is the method that we're trying to use for most of our clients at this point. Matching, it's great. You're pretty much entering most of the stuff ahead of time, and then just matching, it goes down very quickly as long as you have everything entered as well. And again, you can switch between your different bank accounts here. And then if you ever need to exclude and you don't actually need to enter this expense, you just check mark it over here and you hit exclude over here. Nice and simple, nothing you have to do. And then that will throw it into this excluded box. Oh, maybe I messed up. You can go here and click undo. Categorize, you can see everything that I categorized. So there's the Mahoney mugs that was auto added, how it even tells you that. So it's a great feature to use there. Again, you can undo, you can do anything there. And then right here, you can print, export, or even do different things, settings on each one of these. So it's a great feature that I like to use. And they do have tours of every single account if you ever need to look at it. This is where you can, if you had an app, there's a lot of different apps that QuickBooks Online can link with now. So it's a great feature if you ever need something that's more than just what is available in QuickBooks Online. Roles, this is where you create your roles. If you ever have them created and you want to remove them, there's that. This is your tags. This is where you can create your tags and groups and all that stuff. And then receipts. This is a feature that if you have like a credit card statement or a credit card receipt and you just want to upload it, you can actually upload that receipt directly to here. So let me pull this into here and you can see it's uploading. Now, again, this is a sample company, doesn't work, but in your normal, the receipt will upload. And then down here, you can actually enter the description and all that stuff, the category, and actually add it directly off of your receipts as well. So it's a great feature there too. All right. So that was a lot of information. I know banking, this is a huge thing that a lot of people are using now. So that's why I went into a lot of detail with that. And feel free to ask any questions on that. Going down, just going through the list here, we can see our sales. This is where you can do your invoices. You can see your customers, all that kind of stuff. You can see your products and services just like up in the settings. So this is a great feature. This is a great link right here to do your invoices. You can create customer types if you want to. There's a lot of different ways of, doing your QuickBooks to show what the end users of those financial statements want to see. That's the answer there. Creating invoices. So we want to create an invoice for Amy Bird. You can receive payment here. You can click down on this down arrow, create invoice, create statement, all those different quick features there. Or you can just click directly into that customer and see what has happened in the past as well. So you can create invoice here from this time charge. And you can always print, export, or use the settings button here as well. While you're in here, you can always edit the customer information. So if you want to change the company name, billing address, making sure you have all your tax info in here. So there's that. There's all this information in here that you can add if you ever need to. You can export your customer list if you ever need that too. Exporting the customer list, great feature I use for a lot of mine where we have different states and we need different taxes done in each state. So we need to know revenue by state, all that kind of stuff. We can do that. All right. Then on to the expenses. You can go to expenses. There's different tabs up here. This is where you can just see every expense by date order, by type, number, total. You can do that. Or you can just go to your vendors as well, and you can see, just like your customer center, creating a bill off of that, writing a check, make an active. Up here, you can create a new vendor. All that stuff is readily available there. Up here, they give you a good bar here that shows purchase orders that are outstanding, that are unbilled last 365 days. It shows you overdue bills, open bills, bills that were paid, and you can click these and they will just list them for you. So by individual company and everything too. So great feature there. Projects, this is something new. Again, I've never actually worked in it yet, and it never works in the sample company, so it's really tough to show. But there's that. The payroll, this is where you would run your payroll. You would list out all your employees here. You can have contractors. You can set 1099 contractors up here to pay them, write a check. You can actually electronically pay them if you want. Prepare 1099s for those specific contractors too. It's a great little box to use there for contractors. Adding your employees, this is where you would add them and you would run your payroll once it's activated. So then workers' comp, if you want to sign up, again, they give you, they can get you a quote. They do a lot of little things like that if you need help with those. Time, this is for your time entries for payroll. Again, payroll is not activated, so time is not activated in the sample company. So we can't really go through too much of that. Let's skip over reports because that's the last thing I want to go through. Just check in everything, see if there's anything. So then going down to taxes, this is where you will set up your sales tax. And then as well, this is where your payroll taxes will be. So you can issue all your sales and use tax and payroll taxes directly out of here. Mileage, this is something new. Again, you can track your mileage and all that stuff, add trips. This is something very new because I actually have not used this system yet for any of my clients at this point. But you can probably add your vehicles here, download trips from something. So you can automatically track your mileage here. And again, tips and resources if you ever want to learn more about your mileage and how you want that to work, that's there. So down here to accounting, this is where you can access your chart of accounts and reconciliation. Again, up in the gear icon, chart of accounts is right here and reconciliations right here too. Quick, 2 different easy ways of doing it. This is, like I said, where you reconcile. And as well, I just want to show you whenever I auto added that one, and I want to show you what it actually does in the system. So if you hit start reconciling here, you will see how here's a deposit and this has auto added. Whenever you're on the bank feeds and you add it, that is where you will see it manually added from the bank feeds and it will already be check marked off. So there's that. There's the Mahoney mugs right there that was auto added and it check marks it off. So as long as you do everything through those bank feeds, it will automatically 90%, 99% of the time, this difference will show 0. The only thing that you'll have to do is just go back to your old checks and deposits and make sure that they're not double booked or not going to cash and you need to reissue checks or void the checks. So there's that. You can always edit your info here back to the ending date. And then you can look at your payments, only your payments. You can look at only your deposits if you want, or all of them. Clear filters, you can filter for certain items like cleared, transaction type, payees, date range, all that kind of stuff. So they give you a lot of different features there. Once this shows 0 and it'll show a green check mark, then you will actually be able to hit, you'll be able to hit reconcile. So right here, you see how it's a green check mark. You know there's no difference, and all you have to do is hit finish now. So you hit finish now, it'll pop up on the screen that you can save your reconciliation. So you can view reconciliation report, and if you need to send it to someone, you can always just print it right here. And if you ever need to access a prior reconciliation, you can actually click this last statement ending date down here, and it pops up right here, and you can change your statement ending date since you'll be reconciling on a monthly basis and see everything that's going on there. So that's your reconciliation function. On the other side, you have your chart of accounts. This is where you can assign account numbers. You can do names. You can add new numbers. You can run a report into Excel, all those different types of things, or import. If you do have, and this is another feature that they have here, if you do have something that is the same, if you maybe you create the same account twice and you use two different accounts. I have that happen a lot on all of my clients who are handling a lot, and I'm just reviewing their books. They'll enter utilities, and then they'll enter water, or they'll enter consulting and then some other type of consulting, and we can merge them. It's a great feature there. So see, accounting and bookkeeper, really they're the same thing here. So we really want to merge these two. So bookkeeper, we don't want to have, we could actually merge the two, so we don't actually have to move every transaction, which is great. So if you click on edit here, and we want to change it to accounting here, what that will actually do is if you hit save and close, it will pop up here saying that name is already used. Would you like to merge the two? And you hit yes. What happens is it moves all those transactions that were to bookkeeper right into accounting. So now you have them all in one spot, no longer two different spots. It's a great feature to show you there. All right, so then moving on. Yep.
Very quick question for you. We got asked in the chat about this. Speaking of like merging stuff, I think some people are curious on if they already have QuickBooks Desktop and they want to make the move to QuickBooks Online. Can you give us like a general overview on how that process works, or maybe some things you should have in place before you do that?
Yes. So they actually make it super simple. That's what Intuit is trying to do. They want everyone, they're really pushing their online features. They really are pushing more away from desktop to online. So how you actually do it, it's a little unique, but whenever you're on your desktop, you actually just need to check a few items. There's it's like points or something like that, that if you don't have over 50,000 of them, it will easily convert over. So then there's also this company. If you click company and scroll down, normally it'll say convert to QuickBooks Online, or there's actually another way that I do it myself. You have to hit control. There's 3 buttons you press that will show you where those points are, making sure nothing's nothing's bad to transfer over. Then once you do that, you then click 3 other buttons, and then it'll pop up with QuickBooks Online saying, are you sure you want to convert? And then it just converts everything, chart of accounts, expenses, everything from desktop, all the past information, and it automatically transfers right over. And it's really seamless. It takes all of but 30 minutes to do, unless you have a massive QuickBooks file. And it's very easy to do. That's why they made it easy like that. So. All right. So then that's the accounting down here. My accountant, that's where if you wanted to invite a new accountant, if you wanted to invite Donnelly-Boland, you can. That's where you just type in their email address here and hit invite. And that will invite you to the accountant section. And like I said, you can have 2 different accountants on your book. So maybe you want your accounting team to do one and your tax department to do one. So you could always do that. And again, that will take you to your managed users here. Again, 3 on essentials, 5 on plus. And then if you click here, there's your accounting firms, and you can have 2 of those. So again, that's where managed users are. So then moving on to the reporting. Reporting, there's a lot of different features here as well. They have a lot of different reports you can run. You can scroll for a lot of different reports here. Again, what everyone mostly uses is accounts receivable, balance sheet, P&L, and their accounts payable. So accounts payable is actually right down here, accounts payable aging. If you click this star button, that will make it a favorite and put it right up in here. So that's why these are all starred, because these are your favorites. Now, maybe you like a budget versus actual and you want to do that, you can go down here once your budget's set up and you can actually star that as well. So that's your main features there. Again, you can access your audit log here. They already create certain things like balance sheet comparisons, P&L comparisons. Maybe you're using the tag groups. There's a P&L by tag group. Statement of cash flows, accounts receivable, all kinds of different things. Sales by customer. Maybe you want to see how much you've sold by customer. Maybe you're doing 1099s. It's January. You need to get your 1099s done. There you go. And then here you go. You can see expense by vendor. You can see how much you're spending by vendor over whatever time frame you want. And then for accountants here, down here, we have general ledgers, trial balances. These are all things that we need to use, in certain times. So let's pull up a balance sheet, show you some reporting features in your balance sheet. Up here, you can see your dates. You can change the dates manually. You can change them based off of their categories here. Last year, since 90 days ago, all dates. You can do whatever you want there. Display columns. This will let you display based off that range. Do you want to see every day, week, month, quarters, by customer, maybe by vendor? You can always do those types of things there. A big feature that I love to use for balance sheets, since it is with you forever, any zero accounts that they will carry forever. You just want to click this non-zero rows. What that will do is get rid of any zeros that are on your balance sheet. You won't see them. It's a great feature there. Period. If you want to compare, maybe you want to compare your prior year, your previous period of the last 5 months, see your percentages. You can always do that as well. Change your accounting method here, cash and accrual. And then up here, you can customize as well. A lot of those different things are up there. You can get rid of cents. You can divide by 1,000 if you're dealing with millions of dollars. Change your type of negative numbers, show in red. You can change columns here, same thing on that screen. And maybe you just want to filter for a specific customer or vendor, or you want to change the header on the report. You can do all these different types of features directly into this customizable report. Then you can collapse. Collapsing it will break it down into the small categories that you have there. Sorting, you can sort by total and ascending. And then as well, you can print, email, export to Excel or PDF. There's all those different types of features there. And then you can save your customizations. What that will do then is, if I save this, and I will just name this balance sheet Ray, I created this. What that will do then is, if I go back to the report list, go to custom reports, and there it is. So whatever customizations I made, I don't want those to change. So then if I just save that customization, I can go and run that report at any time. If you set it for this year to date, it will automatically run whatever that year to date is. So you click on this and it automatically runs. Great feature to use there. Have there. So there's that. Then you can, again, we'll go through the P&L side. Same features, everything's the same up here, but a little bit more for the P&L. For the display columns, you can do customers and employees and everything there. And then in your custom, you can filter a lot more as well, like distribution account. So if you only want a specific account number, or customer, vendor, employee, any of those, you can filter directly with that. Great features there. Save customization, it's there. Don't have to worry about it, and it will be done. So, and this right here, once you save this report, you can add a group. So if you want all your monthly close reports to be in one group, you can add a new group, call it monthly close reports, something like that, hit add. What that will do is we'll save all of these reports in here. And then as well, you can share, you can keep it with yourself, or you can share it with everyone that has access to this QuickBooks file. So there's that. And then this, if that's that QuickBooks Lab thing, if you wanted to share it with the community because you thought of something that a lot of people don't use, but a lot of people should use, you can always share it with the community as well. Then here's the emailing as well. If you ever want to email it, you can print it from there as well. So going back to the report list here, you can also, there's a feature in here to actually, and let me see if I can edit it here. So whenever you go to edit your actual customized reports, you can actually set this up to email on a schedule. So if you hit on here, you can actually create this to send you a balance sheet, that specific custom report, to whomever you want, daily, weekly, monthly, twice a month. So if you do it monthly on the 20th, that means your books are closed by the 20th, first day and everything like that, or end. You can end it on a specific day and it starts on this day. So the next date, it will email 5/31, and then down here you can email to whomever you want. So email it to my email here. You can change it to say balance sheet for Craig, and then you can change whatever you want here. And you can attach the report as an Excel or a PDF. If you check mark this, it will be an Excel format there. Then you hit save and close, and it will automatically email over here. You see how it'll email every 20 months. I don't know what happened there, but again, this is a sample company. So another huge feature that a lot of our clients are using, just so it's automated, don't need to ever have to go in there constantly and review it. The last reporting feature that is great that I provide for my clients are, these are for like board reports. So if you're going to a board meeting and you want a more sophisticated type of report, this is a management report. What this will actually do is it will actually give you it says management report, and it will be created by specific and prepared on for management use only. It gives you a table of contents. It will give you all your financial statements that you select. And as well, you can actually type notes. So if you go and edit this report here, you can change your cover style. You can add a logo, change whatever you want down here. There's your table of contents. It will automatically, you can get rid of it or you can add it. It depends on what you want. This is your preliminary page. Maybe you want to discuss a few things before going into the financials. This is where then you can actually select your reports. So you can add a new report, and actually you can actually go grab your customized report that I created here, and it'll automatically put it right on there and it will run for you. You can change the date. You can change what it's comparing to. And then the last page, like I said, based off of this, it says endnotes. This is where you can put your notes for every single, so I normally do balance sheet here. And then I'll go through and say, cash has increased by, X amount of dollars based off the prior period that you're showing. So again, great feature to use. You can save this, and then you can always print and preview this, and it'll show that EndNote page as well on there. So this is what I use for a lot of my board meetings, and great feature, again, in QuickBooks Online. So there's your note page and everything like that. All right. So there's that. Is there any questions at this point? I can always show more things. I could go for a day going through this system with you guys, but that was in-depth and high level on certain items, review of QuickBooks Online, and definitely feel free to ask any questions so I can answer or maybe answer your specific question and help all the group out as well if you have any questions for QuickBooks Online.
Yes, if there are any questions, we know that QuickBooks Online is it's a great feature because it's very personalized. There's a lot of different, reports and features you can use, but with that, it's very robust. So it is a lot of information to take in. So even if there's just one certain section that you would like Ray to kind of go over again, just to see for a second time, just drop it in the Q&A or the chat. We do have a little bit of time left today, so we will have time for that. And like Ray said, if you have even a specific question just to your organization, we can go over that as well.
And if anyone's, while people are typing those questions, I can show you, there's a help box over here. So if you don't know what you need to do, you can always have an assistant here, talk to them. You can always search certain things like recording, how to make a bank deposit. You can always search that, creating a journal entry, type whatever topic in here that you want. And they're readily, most of the questions you ask will be readily available for you. If you have any other questions or concerns, you can always contact your Intuit directly and they will help you out directly as well.